Did you ever notice how often you hear politicians and pundits parrot police reform? We need police reform. We need prison reform. My response is, what about people reform? Delano Squires, also known as Professor D, is an awesome columnist for The Blaze and one of the smartest soldiers in the Fearless Army. A while back, he talked about this with Jason Whitlock. Let's check out some very important points that he made.
The crime that we see going on, the uptick in crime, and particularly homicides, the most violent crimes, are things that reforming the police are not going to change. And it's our conversations around the threats to Black life in this country are so skewed, and a big part of that is the influence of corporate media, because they only are interested in stories that keep Black people in a particular position. And there's no greater disparity, this is for all the people who talk all the time about systemic racism, there's no greater disparity in some of our big cities than the victims of violent crime, particularly of homicide. In New York City last year, 94% of the homicide victims were either Black or Hispanic, and 98% of the shooting victims were either Black and Hispanic. So unless our conversations around police reform also include conversations about what we the people, and this is, again, this is not a race issue. When Joe Biden said that his presidential campaign was a battle for the soul of the nation, I think he had it completely wrong. I think part of the reason that the soul of the nation is in such disarray, and where the country is in such disorder, is because in many respects we've made politics a god. We've made politics an idol.
The moral decay that manifests itself in the senseless violence we're seeing on a day-to-day basis can't be fixed by politicians or bureaucrats. The stone cold truth is, elected officials cannot force people to value their lives or to value the lives of others. And they know this. But the fact of the matter is, they'll tell you anything to get your vote. While they sit back and enrich themselves and laugh at every kind of question, we're witnessing criminals completely unrestrained by any sense of ethical responsibility. At one point, all these criminals were kids. And sadly now, more than ever, many are kids who are committing these serious crimes. Too many in our country have been indoctrinated by these poverty pimps, political prostitutes, and purveyors of pornography for decades. The result is the destruction and the decay of families, neighborhoods, cities, states, and our entire nation. Welcome to America, 2022. And let me say this, I'm a staunch blue backer. I think my mission shows that clearly. Some may argue that it's blind support for police, but it's not. When the cops are wrong, they are wrong. But that has to be determined through thorough examination on a case-by-case basis. I have to stress this again. Name another profession that puts you in a life or death situation as much as being a law enforcement officer. And this was before the defund the police debacle. So the people who are most often accused of being blind back the blue supporters are in most cases those who have served in the field or their immediate loved ones who know damn well the amount of garbage that they go through and the toll that it takes and the price that they've paid. What the conscience won't restrain, parents don't contain, religious institutions can't constrain, preachers don't proclaim, and leaders won't shame, police will have to detain. So the next time you hear these wokeites clamoring about police reform, remember to challenge them with people reform. That's all I have for today. You can check out Delano Squires on The Blaze. I put a link to his articles. Professor D is also featured regularly on Fearless with Jason Whitlock, which I think is the best show out. It is really needed. Of course, I'm a subscriber. I encourage anyone who sees this who is not to become a subscriber so you can support what they're doing. Remember to like and support this channel, but more importantly, support our shields. God bless.